Listen to the Vibes, hosted by Coyote Night. Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes broadcast network. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Listen to the Vibes, where we try to get people that come on and they have extraordinary stories, whether they've overcome something in their life or they're helping other people. And this lady right here, she is no exception to the rule. MahRee, right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Did I say it right? Okay, good. I didn't want to mess that up. She's descendant of the Scottish.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you could be on Star Trek. We'll call you Scotty.
Not to be confused with Scott tissue. I have no filter today.
You know what? They would steal you away if that was it.
I know,
case,
right?
You know?
I'm in hot demand. Oh, see, there's no filter. Never mind.
We have no filters on this show, so if it gets crazy, we get stupid, then you just have to bear with us or turn it off. What can I say? We're going to have fun. We've been laughing and having a good time before we even started recording. And this lady is wonderful. I love her. So tell us about you, where you grew up, and, you know, how you discovered you had these wonderful abilities and how you're using it to help other people.
Well, it's going to sound crazy now because I don't usually talk things out loud. I'm a bit of a hermit. So you want to know when things started?
Well, Mommy and Daddy were in the back of the Chevy. Okay.
Okay, let's fast forward that. So I was born, let's fast forward that. It was when I was 2 or 3, and I didn't think anything of it being strange because it is what it is, that kind of a feeling. There was a tall, white, mostly legs that I saw, a tall, white, I assumed it was man, it felt like a man, in the corner, in the left-hand corner of my bedroom, and I felt he was watching over me. And I was in that house for 7 years. And then when we left that house, I never saw him again. But I always felt like I had somebody watching over me for most of my life.
And so where was this at?
Campbell, California.
Campbell, California.
I grew up in California.
California.
Yes.
Hang loose.
So it just, you know, looking back on all these strange things, and I always felt different. But at the time, it didn't seem different, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to describe what goes on in somebody's head when they're younger. It's like a whole different world. Yet there wasn't anything psychologically wrong with me, like Sheldon says on Big Bang Theory. You know, my mother had me texting. But I mean,
you know, you mentioned that, and we actually lived not too far from where he was supposed to have lived on the show.
Oh, where his mother was having something going on with, what was it, the dentist? He bails it out the window.
And you know, he mentioned a mall in one of the shows, and he said it was in Galveston, but it's not really in Galveston, but the mall does exist. I can say that. I'm not going to plug them because they're not giving me any money, so I'm not saying which one.
Oh, yeah, well.
Now, if they give me money, I'll be glad to just spurt it all out.
Yeah. So, heck with them.
Right.
So where was I? I tend to go off on tangents, so keep me corralled so I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I have the squirrel syndrome too, so.
Squirrel! I never know what I'm doing. I just smile a lot and I get by with it, you know. Just fake it.
We just stay cute.
I know, and then, you know, I'm in there, I'm down in my head where it's really dark, you know, and I'm just kind of looking out the eye holes going, oh, God. So I don't know. I just grew up feeling and knowing I was different. I would see things that nobody else would see, but it was just like my little world, and it was comforting. And then the older I got, the more things would just happen. I would just, well, like, this is going to sound weird, okay?
You can't say anything to me that's going to sound weird. Okay.
You can laugh if you want to. As a young child, probably from about 3 to 6 or 7 until we left that house, I used to go into closets because they were dark and it was comforting, and my little friends that talked to me were in there.
Hey, I spent my time in the closet too, but that was because I was always in trouble, and that was the time out.
But
you can see the scratch marks on the door on the other side.
See, but nothing ever tried to hurt me until later on, like now, but I don't know, fast forward to now, because I have it in my head, and if I don't say it, it's going to be bothering me until I say it.
Say it. Say it.
So, I mean, usually if something bothers me, I just get really angry at it, and I tell it, well, I kind of use a little bit of language, but I tell it to go away, and it does, because I tell it that this is BS, but I string it longer out the word, and that this isn't acceptable, because if you're going to be here, you're going to pay rent, for one thing. And I know it's the Zach approach everybody seems to worry about, but when it's little things happening around the house, like a knife dropping, and it spins around and stops and turns to you. I mean, come on, that's stupid stuff. That's parlor tricks. That's stupid little things that entities do that are stupid. Mm-hmm. So you have to call them out on it, and they'll go away. Well, because I was at somebody's house to rid it of what they thought was bad entities, but I found out because I went into the closet, I was drawn there, and it was a little boy who had been abused in the duplex. And I said, you don't have to burn sage and stuff anymore. That it was just a little boy. And because they heard they said that they had heard little feet up and down, so that made sense to them. And then the rest of it, I just took, maybe this was ego or whatever stuff, but I just walked around the house swinging my arms going, get the F out of this house. I don't care where you go, because there was a little dark things hopping around. And when I say this, my eyes feel really weird. The pupils get big. And if I take a picture at the time, you laugh, the irises change. The pupils, I don't know what it is, like the irises break away and there's black spots that show through, like it's trying to burn away and get all black. I don't know. I don't get it, but it's just, I am sane.
Hey, look, I want you to feel comfortable. I actually did an interview with a guy that was a time traveler, so you can't tell me anything that's going to sound crazy.
I can stop time. I can stretch it out. There's so many little weird things I do that I have to question my own sanity sometimes. When I've been late for work, if I put the tongue on the roof of my mouth and press, and if I do a lot of power, which I can access through adrenaline, I have slowed time down because of the adrenaline. I have slowed it down enough to where it's like a blip in the matrix, and I've been able to get it work with that extra 5 minutes.
Before
I haven't done it that often. It's very exhausting.
Before you go any further, I have 2 things I have to mention, and I've been dying to tell somebody this because it's funny you mentioned that. The thing that happened to me, and I want to say it's probably 6, 7 years old, somewhere around there. I was on a chair, and I fell off the chair, but as I was falling, it was almost like I was going in slow motion the whole way down. And I always kind of attributed that to my brain was playing tricks on me. I've been told that I have abilities. I'm trying to get off medications now to see if I can tap into those abilities. But do you think that's what it was, or was it my mind just playing tricks on me?
You have a lot of different lives in you, and they fight with each other.
Okay.
Because you have Indian in you.
Well, he's not
But
in
you
there
also-
right now. We finished up. He went home earlier, but I'm not teasing.
That I could play so much with that. Pulp Fiction.
Don't forget your lube. No, I'm kidding.
My daughter's over there going.
We gotta have fun. I'm sorry. There's just
I
too
was
much.
thinking Pulp Fiction, so
Right.
Gimp and all that down there in the basement.
There's just too much hostility in this world right now, where it seems like
There is.
people cannot have different views without clashing. And I feel like this should be a platform where people can come together and have fun and just forget about all the politics.
Be real.
Just be a person. Okay, I don't care if we don't agree on the same politics or the football teams, and there's only one football team, Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, but but no, seriously, why can't we just have fun together like we used to?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like kick the can. That's how you come back as a little kid, is play kick the can on Twilight Zone.
That was one of my favorite ones too.
I know, right? I saw it in your head.
and marbles. God, I used to love to play marbles. If I could.
My sister had those.
If I could
They
still
made me mad. I was afraid I was going to choke on them, even just looking at them for some reason.
If I could still get down on the floor like that, like I used to, I would play marbles again. But my body does not agree with me.
Put them on a table and then put some room molding around the edge of the table so you can play with them, then they won't go off. Put
That's a good idea.
Molding around the table and like.
But the second thing I wanted to mention is I had a teacher, and this was back in junior high, and she would talk about stuff like that, and of course most everybody thought she was crazy, but I've heard these kind of stories before. But she told us how she would be on her way to work, and she by the math she would be like 20 minutes late, but by doing whatever she did, she was able to get to work on time. Like she would be able to basically stop time. And so okay, first you think, okay, teacher's a cuckoo, give me my A, and don't complain about my essay. You know what I mean? But seriously, I mean, how does that work?
Because time isn't real. It's only our measurement.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, this is just holographic. Your body is just a hologram of what your mind thinks it should be.
Okay, and I have heard that before too, so I don't think you're crazy.
That's how you can manifest. Because if you can manifest that body around you, look what else you can do.
True. Are we multidimensional?
We are.
Okay, because I'm a strong believer in that, and not just because of the Avengers movie. I mean, I really believe that.
And it's just, it all happens in our head. Think of somebody who's a schizophrenic, who sees things. Well, it's in their brain, but it's also projected out here.
Actually,
because they're seeing it in their brain, but it's still here. Because our eyes aren't seeing. Now, this is a weird thought. Our eyes aren't seeing. It's not out here. It's in here. We're seeing in here. So it's not out here. It's inside here, inside the bone of our skull. We're seeing in here. These aren't seeing. It's all inside. So there is nothing out here.
just what we perceive.
Right.
I got
And
you.
it's what we've been conditioned to perceive, because we've been told this and told this and told this and told this, so we believe. And that's the whole thing about slaves. You get up, you eat, you go to work, tired, you come home, eat, you go to bed. And you get up and you do it over and over and over and over. Nah, that's not living. That's not what we're made for.
I believe
And the
that too.
5G, that's going to dumb us down. The
Oh,
food
yeah.
is dumbing us down.
Yes.
Oh, God, don't get me started.
That's why I got you on the show, is to get you started. So,
Yeah, you'd have to do more shows.
hey, that's all right too. Hey, the more I put out there, maybe the more people will watch. So, you know, we got to make 2 episodes out of this. We'll do it.
Yeah, because I'm going to drop a bombshell. Within the last year, I have found out this crazy stuff, that I'm half Pleiadian and half Lyran,
Okay.
which you know what that means.
Well, go ahead and explain it, because I will admit I'm intrigued. I have an idea what it means, but explain.
I was contacted about 8 months ago. Well, okay, it wasn't a year, it was 8 months ago. There's been some major changes in my life, which brought about a beacon that I sent out, unbeknownst to me, into the universe, that was like a cry for help. And I saw geometric patterns in the sky in the nighttime without drugs. They were all connecting the stars, but they were geometric patterns. They weren't zigzags connecting the stars. They were pyramids. They were lotus flowers. They were mandalas. And I stood there and I was like in shock. And then preceding that was the vision of the main Pleiadian, which she presented herself as a female. She was green, but Pleiadians are blue. So I haven't figured that part out yet. And it was like at a terminal, because there was other things bustling about which I can't see. I have a photographic memory, so I take pictures of things and I can run them forward and backwards, still them, and look at the details in them if I need to find anything on them. And I still haven't, I can't see faces behind the film. I can't make them out, but it's some type of a center. And they are watching us. They are not going to let anything bad happen, like with the coronavirus. That was the whole reason that this is all happening. I mean, there's so many undercurrents, but they're not. I mean, they've been around for thousands and billions, well, not billions. I can't remember, 444,000 years, something like that.
Okay.
But I mean, logically speaking, if you think about it, why wouldn't it be there? And why is it in my head? Why? Because I'm a sane person. Why would it all of a sudden come up into my head? And why would this person look at me and say, because I've always had, my main guide has always been an elder Mayan woman who talks in Mayan, but I know what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been downloading light codes, but I know what they're saying. And then boom, this person looks at me, the Pleiadian woman with the big black eyes, and says, "You are me and I am you." And it was like a revelation, like, I've come to this age and she's finally saying it. And then like the Mayan woman, I haven't heard from her since the other one.
I used to not believe in psychics and mediums and things like that until my own experience with one. And now she is actually a part of our paranormal group. And she reveals things that there's no possible way she could have just known these things. Nobody could have told her. She just, that's why I started to believe, because she said things that I knew she couldn't have known. And she had mentioned to us the other day that something major is about to be revealed. We're about to have a big revelation, as you might want to put it, but something's building up, something really big. And for some reason, everyone that I talked to that is a psychic medium, they all point to the fact that something extraterrestrial is about to be revealed. Is that one of your beliefs?
Density. Yes, it's the density in the Earth's grids. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. We're changing into a 5 dimension, the 5th dimension, where we were in the 3D. It's going into the 5th dimension. Our density will be lighter. We're coming out of the fear state, so that's the big push on getting everybody out of this fear state, because fear is the low vibration, which is keeping us all slaves. So, and the light beams and the light codes coming down that are being shined on us is changing the DNA. And hybrids like me, it's like crystallizing it. And we're here for a mission, and that is to spread the love vibration and it's a big job, and try to bring up everyone so we can manage to go to the 5th dimension, because it's happening. And the people that won't, the people that are slaves, I'm not gonna do that. Those are going to be the people left behind.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And the whole thing about vibration is, scientifically speaking, all the way to our atoms. Atoms are a vibration, and which makes things the way they are. And so, yes, that makes sense. It makes sense that you'll be able to do these things that we're told that can't happen, that you can't travel from this place to this place, and you can't leave your body, and this. Okay, I'm sorry, I have a whole different belief, and I have been a strong believer in UFOs and in extraterrestrials. And my thing is I cannot wait until we actually get to meet one. Is that coming soon?
Well, I saw a meme the other day. One little green guy was talking to the other little green guy. And the one guy's going, "Do you think it's safe to land yet?" And the other green guy's, "Well, I don't know. They're still fighting over toilet paper. I mean, would you land?"
Right.
Would you land?
I hear you. Is it safe yet? No. They're finally learning how to wipe their butts.
I know.
I saw one the other day. It was like, okay, we're learning to wipe our butts and wash our hands, and next week we'll be learning shapes and colors.
Yeah, it's like, God. And oh, my daughter's laughing.
How much butt wiping can you do in 3 weeks? I mean, are you planning on eating bad chili every day, or what's the deal?
I know, right? And then how about the poor people with the paper towels that are cutting them in half? That's rough.
I hear you.
That's rough stuff.
Well, they wouldn't make it on the Gulf Coast, because the hurricane comes. Yeah, I mean, we stock up, but we also help our neighbors, and it seems like now it's every man for themselves. It's ridiculous.
And that's sad, and that's not the divine plan that was supposed to happen. Everybody was supposed to kind of come together instead of buying guns and thinking about going into gangs,
Mm-hmm.
And stockpiling that toilet paper.
It's like gold. I saw a video the other day. This guy was at the Starbucks, and he was buying his Starbucks, and he pulled out a bunch of toilet paper and handed it to the guy. It was hilarious. Hey, when you can buy Starbucks with toilet paper has become a commodity. Let me tell you.
The new commodity. So, okay, let me get this right. If we go to Fort Knox, is it going to be filled full of toilet paper and not gold?
That's what I'm wondering. We're off the gold standard now. We're on the toilet paper standard.
Ooh, Charmin. Yeah.
The Cottonelle will be down, like pennies, and the Charmin will be like, $20 bills.
Who's going to be the faces on those?
Hey, some guy had posted, and I'm a big collector of Kiss stuff, and of course I'm all on these different groups, and some guys.
Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Where are you going? You're going to put this picture of somebody named Kiss on the toilet paper?
No, this is what was funny. Some guy had put willing to trade my Kiss pinball machine for some toilet paper and some hand sanitizer. Where the hell's the toilet paper and the hand sanitizer?
But it just, a little play on words, Kiss and toilet paper. They kind of don't go together. Kind of like, where's Waldo?
Right. Hey, somebody had posted the other day, it's got to be serious when Kiss has canceled a concert, because if Gene Simmons is willing to not make money, it's serious. I love you, Gene.
Hey, where's the plug for Ozzy Osbourne?
Ooh, Ozzy. I love Ozzy. Poor guy. He's going through so many health problems.
That's an era that's kind of, that I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, I have got to see him in concert 3 different times, and he was wonderful every time I saw him. And I hope for a speedy recovery, because these guys they're going to fade away. I know we've lost so many greats, Tom Petty, and but we know we're safe because we always have Keith Richards watching over us. He's like, coronavirus, hell, I can get it past the whole big old bag of heroin. Coronavirus ain't nothing.
Kind of like Ozzy, though, too, because I read his book, and I don't know, what was it, the thing where he snorted a whole bag of cocaine and did something else, and some horses started talking out in his backyard in the house that he grew up in.
My favorite story was when him and one of the guys from Motley Crue were snorting ants off the ground.
Is that where that fire ant thing started on 1,000 Ways to Die, where these kids snorted fire ants and they died because everything swelled up and they're like, Ozzy Osbourne did this, man.
Hey, I don't even know if the kids nowadays who know who Ozzy Osbourne is. So, hey, they eat Tide Pods, for heaven's sake.
Darwinism award.
That's one thing I could say. This virus that's going around, it's going to weed out all the stupid people. So,
well, yeah, when they say, let's take a lighter and look at the bottom of the gas can to see how full it is.
It's like somebody posted the other day about drinking a whole gallon of bleach would keep you from getting the coronavirus. And let's see how many people are still alive after that.
Oh, my daughter just told me about somebody on Instagram being famous because she looked underneath a toilet seat. It's on TikTok. Okay. I'm gonna vomit.
What in the world is your daughter watching?
I guess it was TikTok. Oh my God.
You want me to send you some Leave It to Beaver DVDs or something?
Oh, Ward, don't be so hard on the beaver.
She said it, folks. Not me. I was thinking it, but she said it.
I was trying to promote a song on TikTok.
Okay, see, you got to get your daughter in on the video here.
I know.
Come on around with mom. Come say hi.
Come here. You have to say
Come say hi.
Oh my God. She's a sweetheart. She's empath.
Oh, okay.
And I'm developing her.
What have you been watching, young lady? Do I need to take your phone away from you?
It's fine. I don't want it. God, stupid TikTok shit. That's all. Stupid TikTok. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's entertaining. So she's probably gonna die. That'd be funny.
Oh God.
If I find out you've been licking toilet seats,
I'll pass.
thank you.
Pass. Good. Okay, I'm good. I don't want to put on a fast.
What flavor do you prefer?
What?
Oh God.
We got
Is it
yellow,
kinda
brown,
like
and green. What flavor do you want?
I'll pass. Oh no, I'll pass.
Where have we gone with this show?
Where is it like the flavors of Harry Potter's jelly beans, like earwax and?
Oh my God, those jelly bellies with the
can't-
funky
I-
color.
I know, right?
What's it
What
called?
kinda-
Bamboozled or whatever it's called.
Yeah. What are some of the flavors that would be toilet lid, under the rim of toilet lid?
I think it would probably be censored. Well, we got baby poop flavor. How would you know what baby poop tasted like in the first place?
To even
Who
make
tasted these things?
mustard. No, because they'll bark.
You're parking out there anyway, so it doesn't matter.
We have gone way off topic, but that's what makes it fun. This is
Yeah.
real. This is how you have a show. It becomes real because you start talking about baby poop flavored jelly beans.
Because that's when you have a gathering of folks that have the same wavelength. This is how you get to going, and this is people like this. You know, it's relaxing. They feel good. Even when it's over, they still feel good. They got to go away with a smile on their face.
But stay out of my head, woman. It's dangerous in there.
Remember Bugs Bunny going through the ear and finding the eardrums and banging on them?
Oh yeah,
Then he'd walk past the eyes. He'd look out.
those were cartoons. Come on, those were the days.
I love it.
And we never hit our neighbor friends in the head with an anvil, so we're still
No,
here.
I know, right? Remember the lion that Bugs, and I love Bugs Bunny. I mean, my motto was, what would Bugs Bunny do? He had every prop he ever needed. He could get out of anything. You know, he asked the lion, how many lumps would you like of sugar?
And he said,
Oh,
3 or 4.
Thank you.
Dunk, dunk, dunk. Yes, Pete Puma. That was his name, Pete Puma.
Oh my God.
I do remember that. Yes, I am a nerd. I'm a proud nerd.
There's nothing wrong with that. And it's good to have humor around the other side because they don't expect that. You know, they just don't expect that. So you catch them off guard.
Well,
And then you got to make it out of your hand.
When I said, when I pass away and I come back as a spirit, I'm going to be in the house. They're going to be doing the EVP session. They're going to say, what's your name? And I'm going to say, Puddingtane. Ask me again, I'll tell you the same.
They'll think that you're speaking a different language. They'll be going, wait a minute now.
What country does it come from? Look that up. It's Polish?
What is that, Brazilian? Brazilian mixed with a little Japanese in there? Punjabi?
You know?
Little Cherokee mixed with little, hell, I don't know.
I'm a Heinz
Oklahoma?
57 anyway, so. It's like, what in the world was my relatives doing? They were going from country to country going, that looks good. I'm jumping on that.
They're in the fur trader store.
They got to America. It's like, woo, look at these women.
Really, they're showing their ankles.
Oh my God.
That's some loose women there.
That's right. Oh gosh, I will get banned in probably 100 countries after this.
Oh no, you're gonna pick up your audience in 100 countries.
I don't know. Some people look at my humor like, what the hell's this guy been smoking? You know?
Well,
I don't care.
Maybe they ought to try smoking some.
Hey, I'm gonna be me, and I expect everybody to be themselves. So
Yeah.
you
And
know.
I still think that there's a better audience for me people than for other people. That doesn't make a sense, does it?
Well, all I can say is when dad jokes become really popular, I am going to be the most popular person at the party. So I'm looking forward to that. I did hear that dad bods are going to be in this year. So I'm like, I've got it made. I'm the next Brad Pitt.
What's going to be popular?
The dad bod. That's supposed to be the in thing this year. The dad
bod.
The dad bod. You know, their body.
Oh,
the dad body.
Bod. Well, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the hamburger.
I have the dad bod made by Whataburger.
I thought you meant dad bot for AI, artificial intelligence.
Oh, well, you can forget that. I ain't even got regular intelligence, so. I would be, if they made a robot of me, I'd be in the corner going.
No.
I'm not going to let you finish this. You know that. Aren't we having fun?
They would just scoop your brain out like they did on Silence of the Lambs. That guy, except they made him eat his brain. They cut off a piece and they fed it to him. I wonder what that tastes like.
I don't know, but it wouldn't be a very big meal for me if I had to eat my own. So.
Yeah, I mean, how would you not even? Well, I mean, I guess you wouldn't know. I mean, how would you know?
I don't know.
You don't know.
If you decide you wanted to try, I mean, good luck. I mean, you'd be lucky if you
trying.
You'd be lucky if you find anything in here.
Bats fly out.
I have a great echo, though. Hi.
So if you look in there, would you see out this here?
You would. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Don't go towards the light.
You don't know what you're going to run into up there. Cobwebs, spiders, maybe a scorpion or two.
Oh, hell, God.
Jimmy Hoffa may be in there for all I know.
I wonder why scorpions and insects don't have any ghosts.
I don't know.
I mean, you know that sting in the middle of the night? I got to get my cord. Okay. My cord, because the phone's at 15%. Oh, my God. The world's going to come to an end.
You didn't plug in your phone.
I thought I had my cord out here.
Cut. We're done.
The world's coming to an end. So wait a minute. Oh, no, I know where they are. Oh, my God. As I run all over with wild goose chase, not finding the wild goose.
You know, I always have something really interesting happen when I'm doing an interview. I had one interview where I actually saw ghosts in the background. I had another one where an earthquake was going on at the same time. So now I have one with somebody looking for their phone cord.
Well,
and I'm leaving this in, by the way, just to tell you.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I told you that I'm this silly psychic, and it had a P in front of it. So.
And I haven't even let you talk about it. I've gone on and on about Bugs Bunny and everything else. It's like I'm an empath. How did we get into talking about Bugs Bunny and baby poop?
Because I saw that in your head.
At least you found something in there. Honey,
I did not
somebody found something in my head.
I did knock into this big old pile of old wood that had a whole bunch of files in it, but
So Before I
Okay.
forget,
Lead on, Macbeth.
I wanted to know. I noticed in your bio that you kind of like a relationship. You help heal relationships, that kind of thing. Is that correct, or am I
Yes.
just
No.
okay? Good. So see, I still had something in there. Tell us
Yeah.
about that. Tell us about that. I want to know.
Well, it's kind of a new venture in that. I mean, I've kind of just done it pretty much, probably I would say 20 years, but I've never done it professionally. I've had some good results. I'm pleased. What I do is I take a video of each person in the relationship. I have them answer specific questions. I watch them. I pick up visions. I pick up just impressions as I watch them answer each question. And then I watch them together on the last video. And it's neat because I can keep playing it over and over. And then I give them a full write-up on what I saw, and then I let them discuss that together and see what they thought. It's
Okay.
really interesting. I'm just really pleased on what I'm picking up from people. Sometimes is just, I call them downloads, because that's what it is. It's just a total flow and a total, so much that I can't write that fast.
Oh, I got you. Well,
And it's scary too, because there's so much crap, or there's so much stuff.
it's okay. This is a mature audience, so if you let one fly, let it fly. You should have heard all the F-bombs from my guest yesterday, so say
Well,
what you want.
I'm trying to clean up my act, so I'll try to be a little bit. It's amazing, and some of the things are so crazy. Like when I pick up relatives, and I always pick up the deceased relatives.
You
In the
perv.
most annoying, huh?
You perv. Picking
I
up
know,
all the relatives. Right? Shame on you.
Some of them are really gross too. But if I don't relay what they have to say, and my daughter can verify this, they hang around me for at least a week. And they're just mumbling and mumbling and mumbling and mumbling until I get that across to the person. And it's symbolic what they do. And sometimes the people don't understand that. They keep asking me, well, hell, I don't know what this symbol means. So I just tell them the symbol, because what it means to me is going to be a whole lot different than what it means to that person. So that's the only stumbling thing. But it's just their relatives have a way of hanging on. That's the only bad thing about doing that. And I don't know why they do that to me. They just do.
Yeah, I worry about that. I'm like, is my grandpa watching what I'm doing with my wife in here right now? Please stay out of the room.
You never know.
Ruins the mood. No, no, but in all seriousness, I mean, you've got people that have been married for years and years and years, and then you've got those that have only been married a few years. Is there like a similarity between that, or is it, because somebody's been with someone so long, there's an easier way to bring them together? I mean, I don't know how this works. This is why I have you here, because I'm not stooped in all that.
It usually, if somebody's been together, gosh, there's so many different variables in there. If somebody's been together a long time, usually and if they're coming and there's some problems, it's usually because one of them's been silent, or both of them have been silent, and they've stuffed their feelings down so long. They've gone on this little rut for so long. And usually I would pick up their feelings, and maybe they don't even know all their feelings, but that's what I would be picking up through watching their movements, picking up things, visions from them, and picking up little nuances.
Mhm.
how they moved, how they spoke, feelings from them, their tones that they aren't even aware of. But it's usually because there's problems there that neither one of them talk about, and it's gone on for so long, it's just the normal.
It's almost like you're in a robotic situation where you're doing the same thing every day and you just kind of don't even think about it anymore. You just go with the flow.
Yeah, and they don't even know what's wrong.
Exactly.
We don't, yeah, we're
I
just
mean,
different people we don't know.
I'm basically a newlywed. I'm on my second marriage. I wore the first one out, so I had to get another one. But no, seriously, we've been together. It's be 4 years, and married. We've been together officially over 5, but of course we never have a fight. As long as I say yes, ma'am, we never have a fight. But I have noticed with my second marriage, we have a bit more of an open communication, which even when we do have our arguments, we still come back to that beginning. I guess that's the best analogy I have. We go back to where we started from, and we don't have the ill feelings because we're actually communicating how each one feels, and we come to that compromise. Are you finding that people are more willing to do that now, or are some people just ready to just say the heck with it?
When you point out to them, gosh, it's just, there's so much assuming with people. When you start digging, people start realizing, okay, what I thought you meant by something is totally different than what you thought I meant by something. The perception, because there's no reality, just perception. And people have such different views on things. Communication is the #1 killer to a relationship.
Because you're thinking one way, the other person's thinking another way, and how are you going to fault somebody for the way they're thinking, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people just say, that's it. They were thinking this when they weren't, because what they meant by what they said is totally different than how you took it.
This is why I've found it very important that I get out how I'm actually thinking to my wife, so she knows, don't assume this, because this is my way of thinking. It may not be the right thing, but at least I'm communicating to you, this is my perception. Now you tell me your perception. And so that's how we're able to come to that compromise, and it seems like this is really working.
And that's perfect, and it will continue if you guys can keep that. That is so perfect.
So if we could teach everybody to do that, we'd put you out of business.
Yeah. Hey, then I'd just go on to something else.
There
Be
you
a
go.
vampire hunter.
There you go. I got told that yesterday, that I look like a vampire hunter. I'm like, really? So I need to put my hair back, or what am I supposed to do?
Hey, I'd just leave it. I look like a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Hey, string some garlic around your neck.
There you go. I'll attract Italians. That's it.
That's if you place a piece of pepperoni in your beard right here, just slip it in there.
Exactly. People are going to start throwing tomato sauce at me. Here's some onions and some peppers.
Yeah, slip a piece of bologna in each shoe. That's good luck.
Hey, and people, please, I'm not being prejudiced here. I'm really not. Just laugh at each other. You could tell me I'm part Irish. I have some,
You have Viking in you too.
As a matter of fact, yes, I just found that out too. And I do call my god Odin. So,
I knew that.
So, you want them.
Sorry, I'm digging around in your head. I just do that.
Yeah.
I do that to people on Instagram, and they don't even know I'm doing it. I probably shouldn't do it, but I do.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that term before, where people call it like a form of psychic rape. So.
I like that.
Yeah. Shame on you. What have I got myself into?
It's it's a way of me getting back, because at the grocery store, I'm really sick of people. I hate to hear how they go through their list and stuff, and they're standing next to me, and it's like, I don't want to hear all that, because I feel like telling them, okay, this is what you left, this is what you need, but you can't go up to people. You can't. But you have
Unless
all
you're
this in your
Teresa
head.
Crafuto, then you can do that all day long, right?
You know, I mean,
They do that in Jersey, so you know.
I guess you can do anything there.
Why not?
I'm in Oregon, where we actually have indoor plumbing here.
Yeah, we're gonna get that eventually.
Especially on winter nights.
You know, I actually have a friend that lives in Hawaii, and it was about 30 years ago, they finally got electricity to their part of the island. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, there's still places like that.
Yeah.
So if they're going to social media and they want to find you and they want, maybe they need some advice or they just want to follow you, how can they find you?
Go into a cave off of I-5 there's so many times I wanted to go to a cave and say, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going off the grid. I'm going in that cave. And I ain't coming out.
I'm not coming back. No, sir.
I'm on Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I just don't go on there very often. I mostly stay on Instagram.
Okay. So what's your handle on there?
I was going to say handle. I had my mouth open to say handle. It's medium _ empath _ MahRee, MahRee. MaCrae.
MaCrae.
Yes.
MaCrae.
I'm going to go over there and kick everybody out of the castle, and that's going to be my place.
Okay, and I'm going to kick everybody out of Walmart, and that's going to be my place. Make sure they get that load of toilet paper in first.
I know, right?
Do you have a website, or are you just mostly on
I
Instagram?
do, and it's kind of stupid right now because I just there's so many reasons why I haven't perfected it. It's just kind of dumb right now, but it's MaRavensMysticOracles.com.
Mm-hmm. And if you will send me the links, I will be glad to post those on our social media so people can come find you.
I can do that.
I always like helping folks. That's what I'm here for. I'm
beyond help.
Well, Lordy knows I was long gone away from that. But this has been an absolute joy. I felt like I could be myself talking to you, and that's something you don't find a lot of nowadays. Everybody wants to be politically correct, or just have fun, people. Come on.
Well, I know, right?
Yeah, I still remember as a kid that if you did something wrong, your neighbors would whoop your butt. And then when your parents found out, you got twice as many when you got home.
Oh.
So, let's go back to those days. I want to beat the snot out of my neighbor's kids.
Hey, nowadays you just get hexed.
True. or they blast you on social media.
Yeah.
One
or
of
you
those
go on
things.
Dr. Phil. You go on Dr. Phil like that girl and go, how about that? And then you get really, really, really famous.
Ain't nobody got time for that. No, this has really been fun, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope the people that are listening or watching us on YouTube, they enjoy you just as much. And
I hope so.
You are such a wonderful person, and I'm so glad to see the joy in that there's still people out there that bring joy in this world.
I'm just like a little kid in a candy store. I mean, I embarrass myself sometimes because I don't know, I'm goofy like this little kid. I mean, I get into a store and stuff, I'm like, look at this, look at this.
I am a person with no shame. So I walk into Walmart with my shirt over my head, and I say, I am Cornholio. I need TP for my bumble. I don't care. I just don't care.
I love it.
My wife and kids are like, I don't know this person. Who are you? Or My favorite is when I get up to the checkout line and I get ahead of them, and they're putting everything on the conveyor belt, and I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. Why are they doing this? I don't understand. Have fun, people. Have fun. No matter how
Or if
stupid
you have
it is.
the Halloween aisle, and opposite that is the Christmas aisle. So what you do is you take the baby Jesus, you take him out, you put him on the Halloween aisle. And then you take the devil, you put him back where the baby Jesus was.
Oh my Lord.
Then you take a big old long sword from Halloween aisle and you put it in Frosty's arm, the big, huge one that goes outside.
Oh yeah.
And that's some fun stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I know who's going to Walmart with me next time.
You put a banana in the condom aisle. That's the good one.
You put a bag of diapers right next to the condoms. It's like, okay, which one here? Which one do you really want? $12 for this or $12 on this? And then this $12 turns into more $12 and more $12 and more $12, more. They become teenagers, and then it's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I should have bought the $12 pack of Trojans, right? I should have got the $12 pack of Trojans. Now look what I mean. I'm in it 5 times here. Okay? 5 times. And then we got 3 coming up that are grandchildren. If I'd have just, bought the Trojans, we wouldn't be in this situation. No, don't get me wrong. I love my kids. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Dallas Cowboy tickets. If they, Dallas Cowboy tickets, I might trade them, I don't know.
or a pack of toilet paper.
If it's, hey, I could stand, that's an idea. I could stand out on the corner and say, we'll trade my children for toilet paper.
eBay is selling decals for your car window that says no toilet paper on board.
They should have one like with a giant roll of toilet paper and then a smaller roll, maybe a couple of other smaller rolls. This is our family. I could just imagine what your daughter's saying over there right now. These people are stupid. Hey, you little toilet licker. I love it. I love it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And I hope we can have this much fun with everybody that comes on the show.
Thank you so much. My cheeks hurt.
I love it. I love it. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network and on Instagram at The Vibes Broadcast.